Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sharing things that you can do whether you're a university student or a high school student to get ahead of your peers. I know it's holidays right now and you're supposed to be relaxing and resting, but don't waste your life scrolling on TikTok, watching YouTube videos, sleeping the entire day while you could be doing something that can help you and also make your future a bit brighter. So I'm going to separate the video into two parts because I believe that there are two kinds of students. The first type is the student that has been struggling throughout the first half of the year, meaning that you've been getting less than 70% in all your assessments and you haven't been coping really with school. And the second type of student is the student that has been surviving throughout the first half of the year, meaning that you've been getting 70% plus in all your assessments and you've been doing well. So for the first type of student, I'm going to be giving you tips or things that you can do so that you can be able to rectify your mistake going into the second half of the year and also stand a better chance of being a top performing learner at the end of the year. And for the second type of student, I'm going to be giving you things that you can do in order to improve yourself personally and also just kill it in your career. So make sure that you click that like button and you share this video to any student that you know so that they can get value from this. So let's jump straight to it. So first things first, for the first type of student, what I want you to do is I want you to start cultivating that academic warrior spirit in you now. So the day you see this video, make sure that when you wake up the next day, the first thing you do is you start studying. So there's no pressure. Remember, you don't have to attend that 8 a.m. lecture or class. You don't have to attend that 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. lecture or class. So by the time you wake up, if you wake up at 11, 12, or whatever time you wake up, make sure that the first thing you do is you start studying. Just study for 3 hours. And I know the first hour, you're not going to feel like doing it. You're going to feel so tired. You're going to feel like you're forcing yourself. But that's important because once you get past that stage, you tap into flow state. So flow state is when your mind is completely locked into one task and you forget about everything else. But it takes time to tap into flow state. So for that first hour, you're not going to feel like studying, but force yourself. And then after you tap into flow state, you're going to enjoy what you're doing. So make sure that when you wake up, first 1 hour, 30 minutes, you just looking at your book and then you're trying to study. And then after that, you can use the Pomodoro technique whereby you separate your work blocks into, let's say, 30 minutes or 1 hour focus sessions and then take a 5 minutes break and go on as long as you can. Remember, there's no pressure. There's a holidays. You're just trying to cultivate the academic spirit in you. And learn new study skills. So when you're doing this, you're trying to experiment with different study skills or techniques. So try out different things. Try out Pomodoro technique. Try out whatever techniques you have. Just go online and search study techniques or study tips and make sure that you try out each and every one that you come across, because you never know what might and what might not work for you until you try it out. So make sure that you try out as much as you can so that you can be able to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and that will help you for the second half of the year. And the second thing I want you to do, I want you to start preparing for the second half of the year. So before you can even prepare, you have to go back and reflect on first half of the year. What went wrong, right? If there's a certain topic that you couldn't understand for that 3 hours in the morning, you make sure that you're focusing on closing those gaps that you had in the first half. And also you reflect on certain study skills that you were applying that didn't work, right? Okay, cool. I tried waking up in the morning, but it wasn't working for me, right? Now I'm going to adjust my waking up time to this time, right? And you can always experiment with these things during this holiday term so that by next semester or next term, you already know what works for you and what doesn't. And then you can be able to crush it. And trust me or not, you're going to be on top of your game when you get to the second half of the year. And now let's jump to the second type of students, the ones that have been surviving, coping throughout the first term or the first half of the year. And it doesn't mean that the first type of student cannot do these things that I'm going to mention here now. You can, if you can manage your time properly, you can say, okay, cool, I'll wake up every day at 9 a.m. I'm going to study for 3-4 hours, and I'm going to take a break after that. And then later in the evening, I'm going to do these things which are going to help you to kind of like get ahead of your peers, and at the same time kill it in your career because you developing yourself personally. So second type of student, listen up. First thing first, I want you to start working on your personal development, right? Start reading self-help books, right? Your Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Poverty Proof, your books that teach you about financial literacy, books that teach you about entrepreneurship, they teach you about life in general. Like, start reading those books so that you can better yourself personally. Communication books, all those kind of books, right? Because as much as academics are important, but when you go to the workplace, if you're able to separate yourself from the rest, right, and say, as much as I studied accounting, but I know how to code, as much as I did this, but I've taken a leadership course, that's very important. And one resource I can give you if you're not using it yet, especially if you're in uni, is LinkedIn Learning. So make sure that you check out LinkedIn Learning. If you're in university, your university gives you free access to all the courses that LinkedIn Learning offers. All you need to do is you need to log in using your UCT or whatever university you're in. Log in using their credentials, and then you get access to all the courses. And then after you complete any course, they appear on your LinkedIn profile. Imagine that future employer, when it's browsing through your LinkedIn profile and it says, you've taken a course on social media marketing, you've taken a course on communication, on leadership, on working in a team, on completing tasks on time, on deadlines, whatever it is, you definitely stand out from the rest of your peers. So make sure that you utilize this tool, LinkedIn Learning. So most important thing is you're working on yourself personally, and you're also improving yourself outside of your degree. So point number two is linked to point number one, is make sure that you learn a new skill, right? Make sure that you learn a new skill. You can do this for free. If you're in high school, you can go to YouTube, search for courses that are free. If you're in university, utilize LinkedIn Learning, like I said, because it's nice. You get a certificate after you finish a certain course. Go learn coding, go learn social media marketing, go learn video editing, go learn any high paying skill, right, or hard skill that you can use in future, right? What's nice about learning is, as much as you might not use it now, but at some point you're going to use it. I'll give you an example. I used to do music, right? I used to produce music, and I stopped. But I still have a background on producing music and stuff. And now the software that I use to record the sound for the podcast and also these videos is software I used to use when I was doing music. So you see that collecting these different skills, as much as you might not use it on a daily, but there's a point whereby they come in handy, and then they can help you as a person. So go learn web development, go learn coding. You never know, you might bag a job as a web developer and then do away with your degree. Number three is dive deep into your field of study, right? What's nice is you can take courses that are outside of the things that they teach you in school, but are still aligned with your degree or whatever field of study. Let's say, for example, you're studying accounting, and you can go take a course on Excel for accounting or financial management using Excel. Any other course that aligns to the degree that you're doing, but you're not being taught in school. Or what you can do is you can go a step ahead, right? So if your curriculum is still learning this thing, go and learn second year stuff, go learn third year stuff that you can find online. You have courses, and you know that when you learn these things, by the time you do them in school, it's a matter of like, okay, cool, I've already done them. Now I'm just rectifying, okay, cool, this is how I understood it, and this is how I'm supposed to understand it. So make sure that you check that out. Or if you want to dive deep into your area of study as well, we can go and do job shadowing, right? And if you're in accounting, go look for an internship in an accounting firm. If you're in medicine, go shadow maybe a doctor. If you in engineering, go shadow someone who's in engineering, or go look for an internship in one of the companies. And this will broaden your understanding of your career path, and also give you some sense of idea of what you'll really deal with when you get to work, and you can figure out, okay, cool, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Or you can just have a broader understanding, and even when you're studying, when you get back to school, at least you know how you're going to impact the world using the thing that you're studying, and it's going to serve as some sort of like motivation to continue. So make sure that you do these things, and make sure that you like, share it with a friend, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and drop a comment and tell me if there's anything that you want me to cover in my next video. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.